Ugh, my dog's staring at me. He's making me question myself. Hey everyone. Hi Shawai. How are y'all doing? How's everyone doing? This was a long time coming. In case we haven't met yet, I'm Thana. I was planning on starting my channel. Oh, hi Panda. You want to say hi too? Come here. Come here. Oh, this is Panda. In case we haven't met yet, I plan this YouTube channel. I plan on starting it in 2021. And here I am, 5 years later, finally starting it. Now, I feel like there's a lot of people like me out there, Panda, please. There's a lot of people like me out there who want to do something, are self-proclaimed perfectionists, and if you're anything like me, then you have probably experienced the same kind of paralysis that comes with being a perfectionist, where it's like, I want to do the thing, but I'm never going to do the thing. I'm never actually going to do it because of this fear of failure, of it not working out absolutely perfectly. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's new year, new us. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to kind of reflect, talk about what we've learned, talk about what lessons are coming up in the future and how we can prepare for the future. I just really don't think I'm the only one that's going through this kind of period in my life where it's like, you just reach a point where it's like, okay, you know what? I can't just have an existential crisis and not do anything for like years. You know what I mean? Just sitting in bed, not really doing anything, not really putting myself out there. I know there are other people like me out there. I know you who's watching this, whose algorithm somehow sent my videos onto your YouTube, and the algorithm just like felt a bond between us. What am I saying? Anyways, I know I'm not the only one going through this right now. And you know what? I am learning to embrace it. Embrace not being perfect. Embrace not knowing what I'm doing, and embrace being okay with being actually terrible at things, you know? Like, I think that's so important. If you are a perfectionist, which I believe you probably are, because I don't know how the internet does these things, but they somehow group us together, okay? So if you're anything like me and you're a perfectionist, then you have probably gone through the same kind of thing, where it's like, even your passions and even, you know, things you love, you've stopped yourself from doing it because you're just scared. You're scared of failing. You're scared of not being great at something. And it has limited you in your life. This is proof, by the way. This is proof that you can, you know, like overcome it, because I'm talking to you right now. I struggled with this for 5 years. It's not even a little amount. Okay. So I think I know what I'm talking about. I had that fear and paralysis for 5 years. I didn't do anything for 5 years. If I can overcome that and post this and make it appear onto your little homepage, then you can absolutely do whatever you want to do. Whether that's putting yourself out there creatively, putting yourself out there socially, or just, you know, feeling more confident in yourself. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, Donna, why? Why 5 years? That's way too long, right? That's more than enough time for soul searching, self-discovery, figuring out what you want, building a little bit of confidence. But honestly, self-confidence is not something you grow into, contrary to popular belief. It's not something that's gonna magically come to you once you're older. You're just gonna magically, you know, be that girl, be the devil wears Prada. And yeah, it's not something that happens naturally. You have to really work for it. It sucks, right? It really, really sucks. But yeah, 5 years is what it took for me to actually start seeing my own self-worth. And part of the reason why I'm making this video is to talk to you, so it doesn't take you that long. No matter how far you are in your journey, I think sometimes it's important to hear from people from the other side so it doesn't feel so hopeless. I definitely went through a period of time where I was just binging self-help gurus. I watched those videos where those girls were getting up at 5 a.m., you know, doing their little workout, going out to work, coming back, getting their little coffee, blah, 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 blah. That lifestyle, I craved it so bad. And I was living vicariously through those videos. I think at one point you almost become a slave to that kind of dopamine. It's not healthy. I would never even recommend for people to binge my videos. I don't want you to do that. I want you to feel good and feel capable. And that's why I'm using my terrible examples as, you know, motivation for you. If I can get over this stuff, you can definitely get over it, okay? I felt like I was doing self-care. I was, you know, doing my skincare, dressing up nice, going out, doing my hair, things like that. And then I realized at one point that I was only doing this when I was going out, meeting people, or my family. I was hanging out with my family. And it made me realize that self-care is meant to be for the self, right? It's literally in the name. You're meant to be doing it to feel good about yourself. I kind of came to this realization that I was only taking care of myself when other people were around. I did not value myself when other people weren't there to see it. Frankly, I thought it was a waste of time, you know? Why have glowing skin? Why make sure I don't have dry skin? Why make sure I'm working out and taking care of myself if no one's around to see it? Why dress nicely if no one's around to see it? And I realized that I only thought that it was worth taking care of myself if other people were around to see it. And it was a really hard thing to, you know, come to terms with, that I didn't value my life. I didn't value my own preferences or wants. I wanted to dress nice. You know, I like dressing nice. When I dress badly, it makes me feel really not put together. It makes me feel really bad, like really bad. And I realized that I completely ignored that. I ignored that feeling because, frankly, my desires were not worth the effort. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. I know there are tons of people out there who also save dresses that they love, or, you know, pretty jewelry that they want to wear, who save all these things for special occasions, when in reality, you're not doing anything for yourself, ever. You're not doing anything in your own time. You're not valuing your own time. You're probably not even spending, you know, time alone. Because when you're in that mindset, it's not even worth having alone time. I'm keeping it real with you, okay? It's not good. For someone who's been there, it's not good. It took me a long time to realize what people meant by, oh, you know, you should value your own company. You should be comfortable doing things by yourself. Me, as a person who's always just hung out with people my whole life, I've never really spent time by myself, like, at all. It just wasn't important. Like, it was just, why bother eating something tasty outside if someone's not there to share it? Why go out and enjoy the sun if I'm the only one? Things like that. It's just not good, is it? I mean, like, saying it out loud makes you realize just how bizarre that mindset is, where it's like, girl, you're not enjoying the sun by yourself. You're not even doing that. But, you know, like, I think a lot of us subconsciously do that. I think we're so uncomfortable in our own company that the presence of others almost becomes a lifeline. This is the kind of thing that can really hold you back from doing things, from even knowing that you have passions, because your life does not revolve around you. It revolves around everyone around you. It's a sad way to live. But anyways, we don't have to only talk about the serious stuff. After all, it's just, you know, a little catch up, a little session for us to chat. And I don't want to go too deep, because it's like, then it's like, whoa, Donna, what are you doing? What are you trying to be my therapist or something? No, I'm not trying to be your therapist. I'm not trying to be your therapist. I'm trying to be your buddy who calls you out for the BS that you're pulling and that you hopefully listen to, because I've been there. I've been there. I don't want you to be there. For anyone who's watched it for as long as this has been going on for, I think you probably resonate with what I'm talking about a lot as well. And you know what it's like to be paralyzed by your own expectations, by people's expectations, by a lack of self-worth. And it's really sad, but it's not permanent, which is, which is the best part of this. It's a mindset we've been conditioned to have, and it's definitely something you can condition out of you as well. The easiest way to do that is, of course, just doing whatever the hell you want. I know that sounds super abstract and vague, and it's like, Nana, what kind of advice is that? Why am I here? Trust me, you don't always need to have a purpose for doing things. If you want to do something, just do it.
Just do it!
You don't need an excuse of meeting someone or being productive or, even going somewhere special to do certain things. I'll give you an example. When you were a child, if you bought stickers and you left them on the sheet and you never used them, you're the exact type of person I'm talking about, okay? Keeping these stickers, preserving them forever and ever and ever for the perfect moment to use them, and then never using them ever, that's basically what you're doing with your life. That's basically what I'm doing with my life. I know what it's like. I'm not judging you. That's why I'm here. It's not gonna feel good initially, to get out of that bubble of thinking. But everyone has to start somewhere. This is me starting, and this is you starting as well, okay? You and me, we're in this together, okay? If you've been putting off something for a very long time, hopefully not 5 years as well, but, who am I to judge? If you've been putting something off for a long time that excites you, but you're just too scared to fail, then this is your sign. If you were waiting for a sign, this is it. This is all you're gonna get. Life is gonna move on, whether you do it or not. Life is gonna move on. The years will pass, whether you do it or not. You'll either regret that you never did it, or you'll be very happy that you actually put yourself out there. And maybe you failed, but you'll be able to say you did it. You'll never have this fear that you've wasted an opportunity and a passion. Yeah, I think that's really important. And I think deep down, that's very important too, which is why you're here. I think what it really boils down to is that you are never, ever gonna have the perfect time to do something. Ever. Trust me, I've waited. I thought I would find the perfect time. That is never, ever gonna happen. You will see every entrepreneur, every business owner, every successful individual out there in the world will tell you that doing is way more important than any kind of research that you do, any kind of planning, any kind of, preparation in advance. It overwhelms us. We are kind of stupid animals, okay? We get scared. We're just little creatures. We get intimidated by big tasks that we have never done before, that we're doing for the first time. You need to find that balance where you're soft on yourself to understand that, okay, I am scared and that it's okay to be scared, but also understand that you just need to do it scared. You can't wait until you're not scared. You need to just do it. He was right. Shia LaBeouf was right. You're never ever going to be perfect. Ever. And as heartbreaking as that is to hear, I hope it also brings you some, comfort. That's not something you should strive for. That's not something you need to strive for or, even want. Who wants to be a perfect person? Who wants to be predictable, with no flaws, with no problems, with nothing? There's nothing special about that. Your experiences, your flaws, your bad days, your good days, these are the things that make you who you are. You wouldn't be yourself without it. I'm sorry, that's corny. It's corny as hell, but you gotta believe in yourself. You just gotta believe that it's okay to make mistakes and to suck and to be boring or cringe or stupid. It's fine. It's fine. At best, you will have done something that makes you feel fantastic. You'll learn more about yourself and you'll find a real passion for what you're doing. And at worst, you're still finding out more about yourself. You're still learning about your own wants, your desires, what you like and what you don't like. Everything we do and everything we experience is a learning lesson. And you really just need to have that curiosity. If this message resonated with you, then I'm really glad that you stuck around to hear it. And I hope at the very least it brought you some comfort to know you're not by yourself. And if you are just here for the company, I appreciate that as well. It was great to chat, and I hope we get to chat another time. Bye bye.